Hey guys, welcome back to another budget-friendly gear reviews. My name's Jesse Howard. My normal partner Adam Schick is out on business, taking care of a lot of your favorite acts while they're on the road so that they can stay out there and you guys can enjoy seeing them and just have a good time. But today we got something special for you. We're going to be looking at the Ghostfire Pedalboard from our good friends at Vangoa Music. Let's just dive right into it and show you what you're going to get for your purchase. Sting retails for around $60. Can kind of fluctuate, so figure on somewhere between $60 and $70. And it's going to depend on which size board you order from them. This particular one, and let me grab a tape measure and I'll let you know the exact sizes. Alright, this board is about 20 by about 12 and with a stand height of about 4 inches. Alright, so that being said, this one retails for around $60. And this one happens to be white. They make them in black, which is a little more traditional. But once again, let's take a look at what you're going to get. Alright, it's basically a pedal train style pedal board. This is definitely not a pedal train. The pedal train, I think, is a little bit more robust, probably a little bit more durable, but that being said, this is much lighter weight, and still plenty structurally sound. And one of the great things I've noticed is that when you lay this down flat on the floor, there's no tip in it whatsoever. A lot of the cheaper boards, when you step on one corner or the other, it kind of has this little wobble in it, right? And I've not experienced that here. Another great thing you're going to get is these flip down feet for easy storage. So that's kind of nice. But because of these flip down feet, I've heard a lot of people say, oh yeah, but when you store it, you can't put a power supply underneath the board. Well, that's not entirely true. It depends on what power supply you use. My particular opinion is that the Mosky or Mosky, however you pronounce it, power station is probably about the perfect supply for this board. However, that will not be included with your purchase of this board, and I simply velcroed it to the bottom of the board. The profile of the power station is no taller than what the feet are when they're folded down, so this will still fit in the bag perfectly fine. Speaking of the bag, let's take a look at it. The bag you're going to get is pretty basic. It's not bad, it's not great, but let's take a look. Alright, the outside of it is a somewhat canvasy material, but it's probably more comparable to, you know, a lower level backpack. Not, you know, military grade canvas or anything like that. Probably could have been a little bit better materials, but for the price, we're not going to split hairs here. On the inside, you get kind of this net-ish material, which is not all that bad. And it does provide a big pocket in here so that if you need to store other stuff like sheet music or your main cables for going to your board and from your board to your amp, you could easily do that here. When you open up the big pocket, the very first thing you're going to find are two of these rolls of Velcro for the board. Obviously one hook, one loop. The very first thing you're going to want to do is throw them in the garbage. They're absolutely junk. They will not work for a guitar player's purposes. The funny thing about doing gear reviews, guys, is I get to know the representatives from some of these companies. And the people at Vangoa told me that no other reviewer has ever told them that the Velcro is just simply inadequate. I let that be known to them, and they have assured me that they're currently looking into getting better Velcro. So hopefully, if you decide to order this board, by the time you do so, they'll have that in place. Until then, what you're going to want to do is go out to even your local Walmart, get some 1-inch 3-foot strips of Velcro, brand Velcro, or something comparable. If you go with 3-foot strips, they do have it longer, but at Walmart, my local Walmart anyway, this was around $5 a box. You're going to need 3 of them if you get them in the 3-foot sections. So that's, a total of an extra $15. So, now you're looking at, if the board is exactly $60, now you're looking at a $75 board, which isn't completely a deal breaker. You're still well under the price of a brand new pedal train, but you're still going to want to factor that in when making your decision. Alright, enough about Velcro. Other things included in the bag are, you're going to get some zip ties and zip tie sticky pads that you can hook to for cleaning up your cabling. They're going to give you 2 of these Velcro cloth wraps for putting around like your main cables and sticking them in your bag. So that was kind of a nice little touch. And then this is something they definitely didn't have to do. And actually there's 3 of those ties in there. They also give you 3 patch cables. These patch cables seem to be fairly decent in their build quality. The one thing I would caution you is that I did have a couple pedals that these didn't want to fit into very well. It seemed like the shaft of the patch cable was slightly larger than the inputs and outputs on some of my pedals. So you don't want to just try to ram these in there. You could damage the connections on the PCBs of your pedals, and you definitely don't want that, because then you're going to end up with a broken pedal or a faulty pedal in some way. So just be aware of that. Really the only other things that I can say about the board is I do know that Vangoa offers some boards that are much larger and that are slightly more expensive, but for your money you also get backpack straps on the bag, and they seem to be pretty nice backpack straps, not just a simple webbing. So you may want to look into those. This one, it would have been nice to have seen at least a single shoulder strap, just like a woman's purse style or a duffel bag, however you want to think of it. Strap, that would have made it a lot easier for going from gig to gig, but alas, we are left with a single grab handle. It is wrapped in rubber, which is kind of nice. It's a little bit easier to grip that way. So overall, the bag is not bad. It's not great, but it's, for the price point, you really can't complain here. But the board itself is quite sturdy. I think it looks sharp in the white. I went with the 1-inch Velcro again so that you could see some of the white from the top of the board. I think it just kind of gives it a nice classy look, and it looks a little bit different on the stage. So yeah, you guys are going to be seeing a lot of this board here on the channel, because this is the board that we will from now on be demoing all of our pedals on. As you can see, I've kind of populated it already just to give you guys a little bit of a feel of what some stuff might look like on here. This just happens to be the Sonic Cake line, some of their pedals anyway. But yeah guys, it's a great little board, so you might want to check it out. I will put a link in the description below, and yeah, go and get yours. Alright guys, that's really it for right now. Hope you have enjoyed. Just remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next episode. Keep rocking, guys.